Hey everybody, Billboard Chart Guy here, and welcome to the latest episode of BBCG and Friends. And I'm happy to have Pete Kelly join the show this week. Pete, all the way from Hartford, Connecticut. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Excited to finally kind of open myself up to the miniverse a little bit.
All right. Well, we'll baby step you with this show
Definitely,
because there's about 20 people who watch it, so that's. So Pete and I we've been following each other for a while, but Pete reached out shortly after the last Waltz episode with Tim Ridgels, and said he wasn't aware of the movie, but he was going to watch it. So, what's the verdict about the last Waltz before we get into your story?
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I think you and Tim hit every spot. It was great. I think I had told you I was somewhat familiar with the band, but had never seen the concert. So getting to see it and experience it after listening to you guys talk about it was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's great. So you now have a new Thanksgiving tradition in the
Ab-
Kelly home.
abs- Absolutely. Put the kids to bed and turn the music on.
All right, great, good, good, good. All right, happy to help. Public service. Um,
Definitely, yes.
so let's talk. And um, you said you grew up in Massachusetts. What were some of your musical influences as you were growing up?
Yeah, so growing up in the kid in the 90s, like basically everybody else that kind of listens to the Minahan show, it was kind of a mix of Kiss 108, mixed 98.5, a little BCN involved as well, but a lot of it was kind of the top 40 contemporary music of the radio.
Okay. Um, Older brothers, older sisters,
I am the
parents.
I am the oldest of two. My younger sister was born in 1990, so she had the rush of the NSYNC and Backstreet Boys at the end of the 90s, which drove me crazy at the time. But looking back on it, I'm like, those guys are pretty good. That music still plays today.
And what about your folks? What were they listening to, Pete?
Um, my mom was more of the music one. My dad was more of talk radio, so lot of RKO, a lot of EEI. But my mom was the one that kind of drove the music again with the adult contemporary stuff of the 90s.
Okay. All right, good. Um, what were some of your early favorites that you remember? Like when I was like 7 or 8, like I remember hearing, Crocodile Rock by Elton John. There were certain songs that, Bad Bad Leroy Brown. I mean, I'm aging myself, obviously, but were there songs that when you were young kind of still stick in your head or were kind of memorable to you at that point?
Yeah, and the crazy thing is when you and Tim were talking about the band and the Van Morrison set, I was immediately brought back to 1995 listening to Mellencamp's version of Wild Night off the Dance Naked album, and I was back in my parents' living room listening to that song and that album kind of on repeat. So I was like, yeah, this is bringing me back, and then that was one of the earlier memories as far as me musically, yeah.
Mhm. Did you, and I've mentioned this, my wife is a huge Mellencamp fan. Have you stuck with him throughout the years, or was that just kind of a one-off for you with him?
Periodically, I think I come and go with Mellencamp. I think it was probably 10 or so years until he came back into my life when he was doing the This Is Our Country during the 2006 playoffs for baseball. I think that was the big advertisement. So he came back into my life at that point, and then again, won't hear from him for a while, and then a Live Aid, no, I'm sorry, a Farm Aid video will come on YouTube, and I'll watch his set, and it'll be probably another 4 or 5 years till I think of him again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, every year in the postseason, they seem to have a song, right?
Right?
And I remember one year when it was Land of Hope and Dreams by Springsteen, which stuck in my head, obviously. But
Yes.
yeah. Um, Yeah, I love that cover of Wild Night. It's
No,
it's it's def fun.
it's great. And then again, like I said, on YouTube, I'll pull up the set, and he crushes it, in front of the audience, and it's a great song.
Yeah.
Obviously, the original is tough to top, but he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Van the Man, right?
Yes, man, the
As Robbie
man.
Robertson called him. Yeah. Um, so what was your first CD you went out and bought, Pete?
So the first CD that I went out and bought was "Country Grammar" by Nelly. That was
Okay.
probably 12 or 13 years old. Going back before that, I think the first albums I got were "Tragic Kingdom" from No Doubt, and then "Jagged Little Pill" from Alanis Morissette. But the
Right.
first one I bought with my own money, but by myself, was Nelly, "Country Grammar."
So is that the album that has It's Getting Hot in Here on?
Yes, that's got "Country Grammar," "Hot in Here." That was the big one. That was his first studio album.
And by the way, you just witnessed me naming the only Nelly song I could possibly name. So thank you for
Well,
bringing it up and keeping it.
that was that was most of my teen years into in throughout high school was Nelly and hip hop. So I could probably sit here and list off a dozen of them if you needed to.
Yeah, yeah. So who were some of the other hip hop artists you were listening to at that point?
I think it was a lot of DMX, and obviously Kanye came a little bit later, in my probably junior or senior year of high school. But yeah, we were that was kind of big in the towns that I grew up in, was the hip hop of that time, and definitely Nelly was it for me. But college dropout from Kanye was one that took over the scene late in my teen years, and then he's kind of gone a little nuts now. But yeah, early Kanye was big for me as well.
Yeah, and DMX has passed away, hasn't
He
he?
did, yep. And that was when he passed away. I think I may have tweeted, a lot of kids in Bridgewater and Raynham, Massachusetts, in the mid 2000s listened to his albums a little too loud, if you know what I mean.
Right, right. Um, Jagged Little Pill was a landmark album.
Yes, and and
She Go ahead.
and unfortunately, same thing with Alanis and Mellencamp. Like, they kind of come and go in my life, but she'll pop, that song will pop up on the radio. You learn will pop up, and it'll just bring me back to being 7 or 8 years old again. And that whole album was just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a phenomenon, really. I mean, I
Right?
don't. She clearly never reached those heights again.
No.
Um, as a recording artist, but my gosh, that I remember that the summer of '95, I was dating a girl, and I mean, all she played in her car was this album, constant repeat. Yeah, so many big songs.
Exactly. So your memories are a little bit different. I was just an 8 year old kid who was like, listening to the one hit on the radio until I got the album. But yeah, you probably had listened to that burnt out, listening to it over and over again.
Oh yeah, you ought to know. You
Yep.
learn. Hand it in my pocket. Ironic. Head over feet. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to see how many albums she sold real quickly with this. But it was
It
amazing.
was a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. 33 million copies worldwide.
In 1995 with the that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, really impressive. Really impressive. Have you seen her live?
I have not.
Yeah, neither have I. I never got a chance to see Alanis
And
perform.
given the artists on my bucket list, I don't know if she'll ever get on that list, but I would imagine, if the time was right, that would probably be a great night to go back and reminisce on the 90s, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a clip, maybe it was this summer, where her she brings her daughter out and her daughter
Oh,
sings one of the songs with her.
that's I think we're getting old.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. Um, Well, okay. So you were, like you said, you were a top 40 pop guy, but also you moved into hip hop through high school. What was your first concert? Who did you go with? Where did you see? Where was it? Give me the detail.
I am gonna go out on a limb and say you're never gonna hear this answer again. My first concert wasn't until 2003. Me and
Okay.
three buddies went to the well, it's now the TD Garden. I forget what name it went by at that point, but it was Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, and the Black Eyed Peas opening for them. Was my
Wow.
first concert. I was turning 16 the next day.
And the Black Eyed Peas. Wow. Um, who did you go with? Like buddies?
Yeah, three. Me and three buddies. There was another group from our high school and our friend group that were going, so we got a town car limo kind of thing, and all went in as a group. But
Hmm.
the main group was the four of us. I'm sorry.
And how were your seats?
Oh, they were terrible. We were up in the third level there, but kind of center stage, right looking at the concert. But we were so far away.
Yeah. Um, and what do you, what was one of the three like better than, like, how would you rank them that night, performance
It
wise?
was, I mean, it was JT by a mile.
Okay.
For a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds, Christina was really the looker, but JT is he was awesome to see live.
Um, yeah, so this is a little past my time. You know,
Yeah,
obviously I know them
right.
all. I think did they all perform together? Well, I know JT performed with Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl,
Yep.
but when the Black Eyed Peas did the Super Bowl, did these guys come out with them? Do you recall that?
I don't remember. I do remember from the show that I saw. Um, JT was on. I think it's "Where Is the Love." I think that was their first hit with the Black Eyed Peas, and it was kind of
Right.
a will he, won't he come out and perform it with them as the opener, and he ended up doing it, and the place went berserk. So yeah, I can't recall if they did that again at the Super Bowl, but definitely in August 2003 they were doing that.
Mhm. Um, Let me take a step back and go back to your hip hop listening.
Yeah, oh
Did
yeah.
you, did you, by any chance, were you listening to Lauryn Hill?
No, I was not.
You
um
did not. So
no.
you knew the Fugees.
Right. Killing Me Softly was a big hit on the radio back then, but I never got into her solo stuff.
Okay. Yeah, just I asked it because it popped into my head due to the timing. Mama Kay and I had a little debate
You did. You certainly did.
on
Yes.
her show. Yeah, and I just wondered if it maybe it was just me, and it sounds like it's just me who's who is into her. Interesting. Um, what about somebody like Jay-Z? Was he around at that point?
He was. He had come on. I wasn't not a fan, but as I got older with his music, I got more and more appreciative of it. But at the time, I wasn't a huge Jay-Z guy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a definitely Johnny come lately. And
Yes.
my son has had a lot to do. He's introduced me to some Kanye stuff and some Jay-Z stuff, which I like. Um, but yeah, no, at the time I was, not there. What's Pete, who have you seen most recently? What was your latest concert?
Most recently, and this is more of a sign of the times of having two young kids, but the last concert I saw in person was actually Garth Brooks in Worcester in probably 2016.
Okay.
So I'm a little late to the game, but if that was the last show for a while, I couldn't have asked for a better one to have in my pocket.
So you're a country guy as well?
That's where the change comes right when I stepped onto a college campus in August of 2006. I think like every guy that went to college around that time, it was basically all country all the time. And for a good part of my 20s and early 30s, I was a huge country fan. just going to any available show I could go to, listening to all the music that was coming out at the time.
Who are some of your other favorites?
I think Chesney is the standard for me. That's
Mhm.
probably because I've seen him the most live. But guys like Luke Bryan and Eric Church were also huge. I loved their early stuff. The later stuff for both those guys I haven't really gotten into a lot, but early early Luke Bryan and Eric Church were big on my iTunes playlists.
Got it. Got it. And when you said you had two kids and you were going to talk about your most recent concert, I was gearing up for the Wiggles.
Oh no, God, no, no. That's no, my it's crazy because my 7-year-old is really into um like Bruno Mars and the guy that sings Mystical Magical. I forget his Benson Boone. He's
Okay.
really into Bruno Mars and Benson Boone, and I'm like, "Oh, all right, buddy. Like it's better than like you said, the Wiggles or some of the other junk that they have for the young kids."
Yeah, that's right. My youngest took a liking to Weird Al pretty early
Okay,
on,
all right. That's not
and
that's not terrible.
that's not how he's come to New Hampshire a couple of times, and my wife and him would go. I of course force fed Springsteen on him, and
Yes.
in 2012 he was 8, and we went to Fenway, and they played 2 nights at Fenway, and we were there the first night, and he fell asleep right
Oh
before the
no.
encore started. He was just like, "Dad, could we go?" I'm like, "I am never bringing you to another Springsteen
Right,
show.
right.
You're
I've only
ruining
I,
everything."
I've only been to one Bruce show, and it's definitely. I wish I had more appreciation for it at the time. I think I of the playlist. Looking back at it before I came on here, I was like, oh man, I really only knew probably 3 songs at the time of what he played for us that night. So um,
When did you see him, Pete?
I saw him April of '09 at the Boston Garden. It was the first of 2 shows he did that run.
Okay, so that was working on a dream
Yep,
tour.
yep.
Yeah, yep. So that was right after he did the Super Bowl, and yeah,
And
and
I
that's not my favorite album, I have to tell you.
Yeah, and
Uh,
and if I remember correctly, the second show he brought out Dropkick Murphys and they did Glory Days as part of the encore, and I was like, oh, that would have been a pretty cool one to witness. But yeah, he rocked it. Again, I didn't know a ton of the songs he was playing, but he did a pretty
yeah,
great job.
yeah, yeah. He recorded a song with the Dropkick Murphys, "Peg of My Heart," and if you haven't heard it, you could go find it. "Peg of
Okay.
My Heart," really good, fun song that they did together. Um, yeah. All right. So a lot of country, and so give it to me straight. What's your favorite concert of all time you've seen?
Um, this is again kind of off the rails of what I've told you over the last 20 minutes or so. The best concert I ever saw was Aaron Lewis at the Mohegan Cabaret Theater. It was Aaron Lewis with a microphone and a guitar and about 100 people in the a little arena there. If you can put aside some of the craziness of him up there singing with nobody else is was pretty amazing. And he did some of his own stuff. He did Stained stuff. It was awesome.
Right. When was this?
This was probably 2008, 2009. I think I'd
Hmm.
seen him about 4 or 5 times solo throughout my run, but the first time seeing him was memorable for sure.
Did you ever see him when he was in the band?
I did not.
Sting?
Nope.
No. Okay. I don't know how long they stayed together. I wasn't
Yeah,
a
they
huge
had that
fan of theirs.
they had that massive run in the late '90s, early 2000s, and then you didn't really hear much from any of them until he came back doing his solo country stuff later. 2010, 12 time.
Got it. And it looks like they were from Springfield.
They were. Yep.
Or they are from Springfield. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to high school in the town next to where I live currently. So he's again, if you can set aside all the some of the nonsense that he says, that he's it's pretty cool that he's from around the same spot I am.
Have they like they split up? Did they ever reunite, or are they back together, or
I
the status of them?
I vaguely remember when Springfield, Mass got a casino. They kind of brought in some bands to kind of open it up, and I vaguely remember being a part of that. Um,
Mhm.
whether it was for a small gig like that or a big run, I don't have the answer.
Got it. Got it. All right. So you alluded to this earlier. Who's on your to-do list in terms of live shows? Who do you need to see, or who would you love to see?
I would love to see Billy Joel, um, Clapton, and I know I can't see the original band, but I would love to see Dead and Company. I think I'd love to see those three are on my must. I don't know how lucky I'm going to be seeing any of those guys, but
Um, so you're a fan of the Dead?
I am. I kind of have a come and go relationship with them. I got to be in the right frame of mind. So it's a lot of summer times I'll listen to the Dead, but I do love them.
Yeah. I was fortunate enough to see them a bunch of times when Jerry was still alive, and it was just an incredible experience. And I've seen Dead and Company once, probably in like 2018 or 2019 at City Field down in New York, and it was fun. I mean,
Yeah,
John
I mean
Mayer's a
he can.
great guitarist.
I think you can put him in any musical situation, and he's gonna rock it. And he's yeah, from the albums I've listened to with him on it, and or the videos I've seen, he crushes it.
Yeah, yeah, he's great. Um, Billy Joel's dealing with some health issues, I think now. So I'm not
Yeah, so
sure.
I'm not. I think the my bucket list should be re looked at here, but those are definitely the three that I regret not having an opportunity to see.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, Clapton is,
Yeah,
he's an amazing player as well. Just an
is
amazing guitarist as well.
that absolutely, and he's I think he was just in Boston not too long ago, and it was just not the right time for me to to pack up and drive an hour and a half east to go see him. But yeah, I definitely would love to be in a crowd when he's playing.
Yeah, I think he did a very, very limited run this fall.
And I think the
I mean,
Wallflowers were opening for him. I'm like, okay, I could have gotten down with that too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, you talk about your 90s bands, right? That's
Right,
another
right.
one. Um, I got to see Clapton. It was probably 88, 89, 90-ish, in New Jersey at the Meadowlands Arena, which is no longer there. But he did a short tour where Mark Knopfler was in the band with
No
him.
kidding. Really.
Yeah. And I love Dire Straits.
Dire Straits, absolutely.
Yeah, they're tremendous. So that was a great evening. And I've seen Billy Joel so many times.
Yeah,
Being from
that's
Long Island, it's kind of like Jersey and Springsteen.
right.
If you're in Long Island, you got to see Billy Joel every time. And my
That's
wife grew up
a
there,
rite
so
of
yeah,
passage, yeah. And
that's right.
he was doing that big run at the Garden, right? And I was just never really interested at the time to go down to New York and see him. But now, like you said, he's got his health issues. He's slowing down a little bit. It's like missed that
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah, he was doing a one show a month. He had that residency, and I think he did it for like 10 years. It
For
was,
yeah,
um,
for as long as I can remember, he was doing that, right?
yeah, yeah. I got to see, again, this my age is kicking in, but I got to see him and Elton John. They would tour together, and they would have the two pianos facing each
Mhm.
other. And one would come out and play a bunch of songs, and then Billy Joel would join them. They would do a song, then Elton would go off, and Billy Joel would do a set, and then they would close with a short encore together. But that was also very cool. Yeah, it's all these guys are getting old though, Pete.
I
I mean,
know,
it's really
and I have Elton John written down here as part of one of the notes that I took, and I feel bad for leaving him off the bucket list. But again, same situation. He's slowing down. He's not getting any younger. I don't know if there's going to be a chance to come across him either.
yeah. I mean, I think he kind of these guys always say they're retiring
Retiring,
from
right?
touring, but they keep coming. I mean, the Who retired in 1982, and they just finished another leg, another retirement tour a couple of months ago. So that's
And
40 years later.
how many Phil Collins farewell tours have there been, right?
Yeah, yeah. Except he really does seem to be
He's
slowing down that he can't
yeah.
even stand. So, yeah, it's been an unbelievable run of all these guys, and I mean, to still have a couple of the Beatles alive and the
It's
Stones alive,
right.
it's gonna hit. There's gonna be a year. I mean, there's already been a year when Prince went and Tom Petty
Petty,
went, and
right?
yeah, Petty was a rough one, uh, for sure. But yeah, ugh, it's a shame. But everybody's getting older, including
Yep.
us. Uh, well, listen, is there anything else you wanted to cover, or
Yeah, I just
did we
wanted
get?
to I actually wanted to ask you a question now that it's
Sure.
mid-December here. We're in the heat of Christmas music. What are your thoughts on Bruce's Santa Claus is coming to town?
Okay. Shockingly, I have thoughts.
Okay.
I don't stop talking, but I have thoughts. So I like it. In general, I like it. What has bothered me over the years is, and historically, he would pull that song out, in November
Sure.
live and start playing it. I've seen him play this song in May.
Uh
I've seen him play this song in July. It's like, oh God, Bruce, please.
yeah, go back, to one of
I,
your
I,
other millions of hits and play that during
yeah,
July, right? Save that
yeah,
for
yeah.
the cold winter season.
Yeah. Yeah, fourth quarter. If you want to make it a
Right.
fourth quarter rule, we'll do that. But I do like it. I like Merry Christmas Baby also that he does.
Okay.
Um, I love the Eagles Christmas song.
Yes.
That's a beautiful song. George Michael has a great, or I don't know if it's George Michael or
Or
Wham
yep.
has a great the Last
Last
Christmas.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I love U2's version of, I think it's Merry Christmas Baby. And a sneaky good Christmas song is Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC.
Okay. I'll have to go listen to that once we disconnect here. But I thought you were going to drop in Seeger's Little Drummer Boy. That
So
was
yeah, so I don't like that song.
no kidding, really. Is it
Not
just
not
you don't like
even
the
not
song
even just
or not even that version?
no, the song.
Okay.
Whether David Bowie and Bing Crosby did it or Bob Seger, for some reason the Little Drummer Boy has always bothered me.
That's fair. I mean, and I think the the saving part of that is Seeger just crushes it. I think he would crush anything, but that's a great version that he does.
Yeah. So that Christmas in Hollis by Run DMC is on the album A Very Special Christmas,
Okay.
um, which came out in '87, and a bunch of people contributed songs to it. Bruce is on there, Mellencamp, U2, Madonna did Santa Baby. So yeah, check out that album if you
Yeah,
want a little Christmas. It's called A Very Special Christmas.
that's a lot of those are right in my wheelhouse, so I'll definitely listen to that.
Okay. Any other questions?
Uh no, if that's it. I appreciate you having me on. I wish I had something to plug here, but I don't. So thank you for having me.
Well, as our friend overseas says, it's your debut on the
Yes,
network.
yes,
It's your
definitely.
debut. Yes. Well, listen, I really appreciate you jumped in here on short notice, and I owe you a beer. Hopefully, I'll get to meet you in Laconia.
I hope so. I've yet to go to a live show, but I think I have to get to this one.
Yeah, I
With the
last
uncertainty.
yeah. Last year was my first live show, and I went to Laconia, and it was just a such a fun day and night, and yeah, if you get the chance, you'll love it, and it exceeded my expectations. So
Yeah,
um,
I got to get to one. I gotta try everything I can to get to one. So that'll be my January is planning for that.
there you go. Tickets on sale January 14th, I believe. So
Amen.
yeah. Well, listen again. Thanks, Pete. I want to thank Kirk, and I want to thank Menners for all the support behind the scenes. And I hope everybody has a great day. And we'll be talking to you all soon. Take care.
I am a man with many enemies.
The elevator opens for no one,
The Boston Red Sox,
and plans on making me.
the mayor of Boston, the governor of Massachusetts.
I'm paralyzed.